Hi, I'm Rachel Gaskin, and you're watching ECITV.
G'day and welcome to ECITV. This is episode 23, and we're talking with Gary and Ryan. So g'day, guys.
Howdy do, team.
So Gary's the one we asked to cover up his face, in case you don't recognise him.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to face I mean... Well, I'll get that off so I can breathe. Howdy do, everyone.
You may as well show us what it was.
Is that an improvement?
Oh, vast.
The new ECI BMX face masks just come in. So a lot of orders going out. We'll be throwing these in with them. Mumble. And yeah, the new fashion statement for Victorian racing and pretty well anywhere else in Australia.
Did you say there were two sizes?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But I will. Yeah, there are two sizes, big head like me and youth. So there's we've got half a dozen of them here or so, or a few more than that, and we'll be throwing them out in a few special orders. So keep an eye out for them if you've got anything coming from us. So how's everyone been? How have you been, Ryan?
I've been good, actually. I'm not going to complain.
No.
I think just that situation, you just keep lying to yourself and smile and carry on the next day.
So how you been keeping yourself occupied? Apart from work. But
luckily working.
Yeah.
Still working. But I've just been keeping the kids moving, keeping on their bikes, and we've been doing a bit of street riding and, gutter jumps and bunny hops and just keeping active like that. Actually having a fair bit of fun. I've actually had a lot of fun with the kids doing that sort of stuff.
Be a lot safer. Sorry, Gary, you go ahead.
That's okay. Coaching wise, that's some of the best coaching you can do. Bum on your seat. As simple as that. Not necessarily always sprints and gate starts and serious training. I mean, that does come into it, but the more time you can just spend on your bike and get to feel your bike. So especially with the younger kids, the more time you have bum on the seat, the better it shows on the track for sure.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping it'll translate to. I mean, our kids have both coached with Josh Callan and now Nathan Glab, and both of them have always emphasised on basic bike skills. So they go out, they ride, they do their hour exercise, bunny hop, whatever, and they don't even realise they're getting better on a bike. So just fun.
I had that emphasised to me by Dean Patch some 25, 27 years ago when he was coaching my son. He just said, look, just as long as he's on the bike, he's learning. Simple as that. So, yeah, very good. What about you, Shane? You've been riding at all?
I have actually. Now that things have dried out a bit and it's getting a bit warmer up here up in the hills, I've been out in the backyard track a couple of times. It's been good.
Oh, excellent.
Different.
Excellent. Just imagine you stay on the keep riding and you'll get there one day, mate.
One day.
One day.
Yeah, it's a good tease seeing all your updates on your the maintenance of BSX and stuff like that. See all these pictures come up and see you.
I don't want to give it all away. I've been spending a fair bit of time on the shovel while it was too wet to ride, and I'll probably continue to do that while we're in lockdown, and just continue to make changes. It's been fun. It's good therapy. Yeah.
And hopeful for 2021.
Well, yeah, I'm still hopeful. I'm not going to kid myself. We're already, we've got a backup plan for BSX for 2021. If we can't run the event, still plan to run the auctions to raise the money for Royal Children's Hospital as we have for the last 16 years, I think it is. So eventually we'll have another ride, but plan is just to make sure we raise some funds for the hospital.
Yeah, cool.
Great cause.
Yeah.
And always happy to be involved in it.
Oh yeah. Hey Gary, you want to sponsor BSX 2021?
We'll talk about that off air. Talk about pressure. Hey, you got some new stuff coming out, mate?
Well, it's not just me. I noticed a fair bit of stuff coming out over the past 2 weeks. Last weekend, SE announced their new PK Ripper complete bike range. I think there were 6 sizes in there. There was, I can't remember, Junior, a Mini, an Expert, a Pro XL, and a Pro size 24-inch bike. So there's quite a few there. And it's a great looking bike for under $1,200 complete here in Australia. So if you want to know more about that, go to, I think it's sebikes.com.au and check those out for yourself. Have you had a look at those, Ryan?
Yeah, I saw them actually the other day. I thought they were really neat. They've got a real traditional style frame about them, I think. Nothing too fancy, no gimmicks. It's just looks like a race bike.
Yeah, they do have all the modern gear, you know, oversized spindle 2-piece cranks, and a tapered steerer, 20mm front end. I think it's 20 rear as well. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they've got all the fruit for $1,200. It's not bad.
Fantastic. So on the hello Ripley.
So
No, doesn't want to. Shy. Okay, with other products, V tyres, the production run of those was scheduled for about 2 days ago, and I believe we should be seeing those in Australia, I would say early October, and which is the OS20s, the Speedbooster Elites, and a few other fill-in tyres that we're out of stock of, including some wire bead 18x1s. Just to make it a little bit more affordable. So there's a big shipment of tyres and tubes coming in, but that'll be probably early October, I would say, at this stage. What we have got coming in very soon is the Chase Element bikes will be due in at the end of next week. These we did cover last week. Unfortunately, I led everyone astray. These are only coming into Australia in the black and white. The sand colour isn't coming into Australia at this stage, and I don't believe will be. But they are selling out very fast in pre-orders. So there's a couple of stores that are really stepping up and going to carry quite a few of these, which will clean us out almost. So by Christmas, I think they will be very scarce. So if you are on the fence and thinking about ordering a Chase Element, go into your local store and put some cash down. Now, some Supercross Speedline.
Oh, yeah. So Supercross announced quite a while back that they were going to release a 6-bar 30th anniversary frame. They're available now. I've got a couple here right next to my desk, actually. And they've expanded on the anniversary range, so you can deck those frames out, or any existing build with some matching pro forks. So that's a more traditional style fork that has the matching decals. They've got like a old school style seat clamp. There's a special seat and a tiger teeth tribute chain ring. And they've also done stems. So you can deck these bikes out to look almost like they're complete bikes that they're doing a limited run of, but then customize it to suit yourself. You look very confused there, Ryan.
No, I was actually just running through because I think it was only a month ago I saw KJ. I think he did a YouTube video of him. Yeah. And it was actually really interesting to see him step off his carbon and ride the 6-bar.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on there from Speedline and Supercross. And you found some goodies in the warehouse, Gary.
Yeah, I've had quite a few people chasing 16-tooth freewheels because we're cleaned out at the moment, and I believe the majority of other people are cleaned out. We can't get the profile ones currently. They're out of stock over in the States. So I went digging and I found some 16-tooth ACS Crossfire Pros. So these are nice. So they are new old stock that have I've found a box sitting underneath a pile of gear. So I've got a very limited number of 16-tooth Pro freewheels available, and these will go very quick because there's only probably 20 of them I've found. They're up on our site, so if you are interested, you can either go to our site or go into your local shop and order some. There's some 17-tooth as well, but it's the 16-tooth that are really in demand. Now, these were, I was trying to work it out before, I think they're probably about 2013, 14, these would have come out. They preceded the Crossfire Pro 1.5s, the Pause HDs and everything like that. So these are really good and probably one of the best freewheels that ACS made. And yeah, we're able to find a box sitting there. So if anyone's interested in them, We've got some.
So I think I did a product review on those way back when you first got them. Were they 60 points of engagement? It was slightly higher than a standard freewheel, wasn't it?
6 degree, yep.
6
So
degree.
actually, it was funny about that because when I found them, I thought I better Google this and find out, a bit of information on it. The first thing came up was the BMX Ultra review on them. So yeah, it was a good read. And I think that was about 2013.
Oh yeah,
I think from memory. So the other new product we've had come in is some race bars from 11 in an alloy 6-inch and 6.5 in a 31.8 clamp size. So these are rider weight limited to, I'll have to check that. I should have checked that beforehand. But yeah, they're a new lightweight 31.8 clamp, 6-inch and 6.5-inch with a 8-degree back sweep, a 2-degree up sweep, and 28 inches wide. So just in the black with white stickers, they're available at the moment.
Ryan, what do you think of a 31.8 clamping area? Do you run that at the moment?
No, my bars are pretty traditional bend, pretty standard stay strong ones. But it's funny because I haven't really spoken to anyone about the advantage of the larger tubing or clamping surface, and I thought that was pretty excessive for such small bars. But after seeing Michael Bias's bike sort of bio, anyone's running these little bars these days. So
yeah, the 7-inch rise.
Yeah, that was crazy low bars for Michael.
yeah. So
what we have noticed, your Stay Strong bars, are they standard rake or are they flat? Do you know?
I don't think they're flats, but they're a fairly flat bend.
Okay, because I've noticed in our sales that the flat bars are becoming very, very popular. They would probably sell the equivalent amount of flat bars these days as we do to a normal rake bar.
Yes.
So and I know Stay Strong 11 and a few others bring out that flat option.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does seem as though something that's quite popular. We'll have to look into the logic of it and everything and work out why. I think it just gives that bit more power, a bit more forward.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I find it unnatural, and it's probably just from so many years of having a more raked back bend.
Yep.
I just got used to it.
Yep.
And Australian BMX Hall of Fame, who have announced that they won't be having their Gala this year, Flame and Gala, did actually just an hour or so ago announce the Sam Willoughby nominees for the 2020 award. And they are Abby Richards from the 14 girls class, Thomas Tucker, who's a very popular boy, he's been around for a while and he's only 14. Olivia Moran, who is the junior elite rider, Saya Sakakibara from Elite Women, and Anthony Dean from Elite Men. So it's quite a packed field of some high-class riders right there.
Fantastic lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they're doing the awards. Sam Willoughby himself released a video through Australian BMX Hall of Fame, and he's announced them. So I imagine they'll be doing some kind of video announcement once they've determined who the winner is for this year. Yep. Very prestigious award. Hopefully they can keep that going, and we'll be able to hold on to a whole lot of BMX history, which seems to have been forgotten in the past. And we've got some events that are coming up. We had spoken about this before in the past, but it's getting closer. The 2020 Queensland State Championships on Sunday the 20th to the 27th of September. They make a real week of it, those guys. They have pre-titles. It's a big carnival, and they all seem to make the most of it. So that's at Chandler, the Sleeman Sports Complex.
I wonder if it's stretched out like that because of the restriction on numbers or something might have a bit to do with it.
No, they've always done it that way.
Always done it that way?
Yeah, for as long as I've known, it's always been at least a week.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure if they break the actual event up over the week. I think they have some kind of lead-in events, but maybe we can talk to a Bruce Morris or someone and get a bit of a rundown before that event happens. Oh, no, we won't be able to. I think we would have started recording about halfway through the state titles in a fortnight's time.
Maybe we can do a live cross.
Oh, we could try that. And Western Australia has their 2020 state championships on the weekend of the 8th to the 10th of October at the Rockingham BMX Club. So it's great to see there's racing going on in Australia. So fingers crossed it'll happen for us sometime.
Oh, it's depressing.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's so alien talking about racing at the moment. It's just it just seems so far away for us here in Victoria. So it's fantastic to see Western Australia and Queensland able to move forward.
Well, I hope they have live feeds.
Sorry?
Would they have a live feed on those races?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it.
For the benefit of us Mexicans, they should. Just it just seems so weird even talking about racing because it's been so long since we've had the opportunity to. But anyway, it's all the lights at the end of the tunnel by the looks of things.
It is. I'll be happy to ride my bike. Racing's great, but I'm just happy to get out on the bike and have a pedal.
I'd like to just get out in the car and go for a drive.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
I can do that. So, yeah.
I can do that from Monday.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, that just seems so exciting.
I think I'm going to go over to Marcus's and check out their track sometime next week.
Perfect.
So we got, that's it for the news and events. Story time with Gazza. Gazza, you got a bit of an origin story for us.
Well, I was trying to come up with something to have a quick chat about, and with Ryan joining us this week, he mentioned the Tuf Neck origin. So, and I'd spoken to Ryan a couple of times about this, and he found this quite interesting. But yeah, we used to distribute Tuf Neck, the USA-made Tuf Neck products many years ago, and we did quite a bit of predominantly with the chain rings and C-post clamps, C-post and stems that they used to do back in the day. And we were doing quite a bit of the Tuf Neck brand distributing here in Australia, and we would go over to America probably twice a year to visit for different reasons. And one year we noticed that we just weren't getting any response from the guys at Tuf Neck in the States. So I thought, oh, well, I'm going over next month. I'll just, go and rub bellies and find out what's going on. So went over to Tuf Neck, went over to America into LA, jumped in a rental car, drove around to the factory, peered in through the window, and the whole factory was empty. And I thought, geez, I don't know what's happened here. I'd been here before, and it was quite an impressive factory and big setup and everything. And the factory actually looked bigger, and I couldn't work out why. So anyway, I was on my way to Vegas for a Interbike bicycle trade show. So a couple of days later, I was in Vegas, and I was talking to a couple of the Americans there and said, look, do you know what's happened to Tuf Neck? And they said, oh, you didn't hear. And I said, no, don't know anything about it. And they said, oh, well, they were sort of put out of business because they had a bit of a false wall up in their factory. So it was Tuf Neck manufacturing in the front half, and I believe they had a few Mexicans in the back half manufacturing or packaging some other stuff. And so they were probably put out of business. And so we sort of came back to Australia thinking, oh, goodness gracious, there's no more Tuf Neck. The boys from Tuf Neck had been sent on a bit of a holiday, I believe, and and a bit of a forced holiday. And so we thought, well, what are we going to do? We've still got people chasing up these chain rings and other parts. So we thought, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll just start manufacturing them ourselves. So we registered the name Tuf Neck here in Australia and started producing Tuf Neck products. Now, back in the day, and we're going back quite a while, BMX, our business, ECI Imports, was predominantly freestyle. So our emphasis was more on freestyle products. So we started to manufacture nice little lightweight hubs. two hands like this, which is the free coaster version. So that was known as the Tuf Neck roller coaster.
Also, the 5 kilo dumbbell.
It's pretty. Hang on. Oh, I just put it down. So yeah, the Tuf Neck roller coaster, the Tuf Neck overbite cranks, which was very similar to the Primo power bites, hence the name, and quite a few other things. Another lightweight industrial chain ring that took a motorbike chain, a 3/16 motorbike chain, and a lot of other stuff. We started to manufacture freestyle products, also race products. So we started to do the Tuf Neck chain rings, stems, and everything else associated with it. So Tuf Neck actually grew to be quite a big brand here in Australia, and we had a lot of interest from overseas to distribute the product over into New Zealand and a few other places. But we kept it fairly local, and it grew to be probably our biggest brand at ECI for some period. And unfortunately, with the change in sort of philosophy and everything at ECI, we decided to concentrate a little bit more on distributing brands out of America and out of Asia rather than producing our own. And the R&D sort of dropped off a little bit, and unfortunately we didn't continue with it. But you know, never say never, it might fire up again. But that was sort of the origin of Tuf Neck for us in Australia. It was just born out of necessity and a need for the products that we were distributing, but we just couldn't access anymore. So
you do have a Tuf Neck hub that was released in the last few years, though, don't you?
Yeah, we bought it out under the Tuf Neck. We've still got it registered and everything, but it's not branded as such.
Oh, right.
So it was more just a generic hub that we needed to fill a bit of a void. So yeah, it is something that look, we'll probably do moving forward, but at this stage it's not planned for the near future. Like, we're pretty busy distributing all the products we've got, and we've got some really quality race products because we don't do a great deal in freestyle anymore, but the products that we've got cover pretty well all the areas that we needed to. Back then we had a bit of a void of that sort of budget type product, good quality product at a cheap price. And now, because a lot of the companies that we distribute for instance, the BMX Racing Group that now have Insight, you know, we were doing Sins products along with Intense and everything back then. So all those sort of products filled that market that wasn't available back in the day. So we don't need to as much source that good quality cheap product anymore. So a lot of the companies that we distribute for cover that void for us. So yeah, a little bit of history there, and we've still got a fair bit of Tuf Neck stuff laying around. It's amazing what is laying around in boxes, like ACS Crossfire Pro freewheels and things like that we just find every now and then and put up on the website. So,
hey, Ryan,
yeah, that's it. Beyond Tuf Neck.
Ryan, did you ever run any of the Tuf Neck gear?
Oh yeah,
I ran their cranks for a while because, like, for some reason, the local scene here, you either had profile cranks or you had Tuf Neck cranks or their hubs. So, because I'm pretty sure the hubs, even though they're like a mid-range priced product, you could upgrade them. Sure, you could get the tie axle for them and all those sort of bits and pieces. So I think that the only downfall was you had black. That was it. Any color as long as it was black. But yeah, always good products. And I remember then later on when I worked at BMX Mad, we sold a heap of that stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, we even expanded it into mountain bike, and we had, you know, we sold thousands of mountain bike hubs, front and rear hubs and single speed hubs. And so, yeah, it was a very big brand for us. And you're right, it was either black or we did introduce some polished stuff or silver stuff, but very limited. It was just simple to keep the price down. It was black. It just had TN etched into it, and that was it.
Yeah.
But the race side of things, the race hubs that we produced, they were incredible. They were, nearly every second race bike around had Tuf Neck hubs on back in the day. So it was very, very popular.
I noticed at Hurstbridge, I think it was last year or the year before, there was a lot of Tuf Neck stuff getting around on some of the older collectible bikes.
And even more so now that the mid-school scene has picked up a fair bit, because realistically, Tuf Neck's more mid-school than old school, and a lot of the mid-school builds, and look, we're still finding Tuf Neck crank bolts or Primo crank bolts and different bits and pieces like that around the place. So it'll probably be around a lot longer.
Sounds like all those little dark nooks and crannies you got up there of yours, Gary, need a really good looking into.
Yeah, Shane normally gets into a lot of the nooks and crannies. And he finds stuff every now and then. So.
Talk about answer BMX, show us your bike.
Yeah, moving right along. We've got a couple of bikes.
Yeah, we've got a few bikes. It's been a little while since we've done a show us your bike. I think last episode we didn't have any, or didn't have enough. We just had the one from Wes, which we're going to show you right now. All right, so this is the Answer BMX, show us your bike. Thanks everyone for sending their bikes in. So we got Wes Colbrand. Wes has been waiting a few weeks for us to show his bike. Sean Freeman, who just sent his in yesterday, and Aaron Rad Dog Rogers, who shot us his photos quite a while ago now. And we've just found the opportunity to use them. So we'll start off with Aaron. Aaron Rad Dog Rogers is from Bacchus Marsh, and he's currently with the Bacchus Marsh BMX Club, which is a new club getting off the ground, who are yet to still have an open meeting, but the track looks pretty nice. Have you had a look at that one, Ryan?
No, I haven't. Only what's been on social media, and I think by the time it, became public or public knowledge, we all went into lockdown.
Yeah, and the surrounds still aren't finished off. I don't think they've got a car park, so it's pretty much a dirt track which doesn't really have drainage. So yeah, they still had a few things to sort out before they opened up to the public. So this is a 2018 Supercross BMX 450Z frame in a Pro XXL. He calls it Big Red. He's one of these guys that names his bikes. You don't do that, do you, Ryan? You don't name your bike?
No, I don't. Texas did, but I don't.
I don't like personalising them. The way I flog them, I'd feel bad. So this is one of 3 in this colour and size combo, so it's quite rare. This is worldwide. So he said the build is inspired by Scott McLaughlin's DJR-TP FGX Falcon and Mustang GT supercars. Doesn't ring any bells for me, but I'm sure it does for the rev heads out. So he's got the Supercross SLT 20-inch forks on there. He's got wheels that were built by Gary at ECI. They're Alienation PBR laced into Alienation thrust hub on the rear, and an Alienation Black Sheep rim laced into a Profile Elite 20mm hub on the front. So it's a nice little wheel set there. And he says, massive thanks to Supercross BMX Australia, Team BMXultra.com and ECI. So what do you reckon of this one, boys? What do you think of this one? Can you actually see that on your phones?
What is it?
I can't. It was nice. It was nice listening to you, but we can't see it.
Great description.
So it's very
So it looks
red.
Like, looks like it's all up to you. It's a nice red.
Yeah, it looks like he's going all artsy with his photos, taking them at night, trying to get lots of shadow and reflection. I don't think these photos do the colour any justice, but yeah, it is a very nice red. It's very different. It's kind of almost on its way to orange, I'd say. Can you see anything there, Ryan?
No, I saw a glimpse earlier,
Okay.
but no, I can't see it. I'm disappointed because it's my favourite section.
Oh, it looks like I'm flying solo.
I've just got a grey screen, so yeah, for the sharing.
Oh, okay. Am I not sharing the right thing?
No.
Hey, there it is.
Can you see it now? Because I'm just
got it.
now I'm just sharing
Got
the
it.
window. You should be able to see that at full size.
Yep, can.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I like the shadow in the background.
Yeah, he's got. That's like I said. He's gone all artsy. The only problem is it's a very low res image. So when I blew it up so that it'll look in proportion with everyone else's photos, it lost a bit of clarity, but yeah, it's still a very nice looking bike.
Mm.
I think if I owned this one, I'd probably go for a smaller seat clamp. That thing looks bigger than the frame.
Nah, very cool. It's hard to see on the small screen, but yeah, from what yeah, look at, I see what you mean by artsy with all the drop shadows. And
Yeah.
it does make it look pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's nice that he's gone out of his way to make it look good for us.
Yep.
Our next bike is Sean Freeman, and that's the Crisp you see here. So I remember racing against Sean when I first started racing back in the 80s, doing the state races around Victoria here. I think when he got into his early 20s, he moved off to London and he's set up a life for himself over there as a BMX coach. When Sean comes back to Australia, pops in and has a ride in the backyard, has to borrow one of my oversized bikes, but he does okay. So Sean's from the Hayes Hawks BMX or the Hammersmith BMX clubs. I think he sort of shares his time between the two there in London. So he's a BMX coach for everyone from beginners to world-class riders. This is his Crisp CBR2, which is the latest model. And he's got Supercross ultralight chromo forks, a bit of a theme running through these last two bikes. So he's also got Profile Elite disc rear and Elite front polished on carbon Max BMX rims. So I imagine that's probably a UK or a European brand, the Max ones. I haven't seen those ones yet.
No.
So he said, I built the bike from the ground up. It's probably my last build of BMX race bike and just wanted to run disc brakes. All bits that look nice to me and suit my setup of my bike and my riding style. What I like about it is it's light, fast and rigid. It's great for fast, tight pump tracks, also great for big race tracks with long jumps. It reacts fast for tight rhythm manuals and really well planted. I'm not sure what planted means. Maybe it doesn't do a lot of riding and sits in the garden, I'm not sure. And he says the disc brake has the great feel and power. So it sounds like he's pretty impressed with the disc brake there. So this first photo was when he was racing, I think it was at Scotland, at a qualifier for the Red Bull Pump Track World Championships.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So it's a very nice looking bike. You guys can see that this time.
Yeah, that's
certainly
really nice.
can. Looks awesome. I love the feedback of the discs.
Yeah, I like the color layout. You know, just a lot of black, but still just enough silver to not overload you.
Yeah.
And here's another one in the back garden. So this might be the plant version of the bike. Looks like he's used a stump or a stump to hold his bike up here. So that's Sean's. On to the next one. So this is Webb Colbrand. We saw this bike down at BSX at the start of the year. Wes is very bike proud and it really shows in his builds. So he says, hi guys, I'm Wes. I race 25 plus senior open wheel at clubbies at Penrith BMX or in 50 and over at open and state series races. My bike is a 2018 Sub Rosa Speedwolf in Fury Red. It's a Pro XL. That red, it's just amazing. It's another one of those.
So standout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got Shadow Odin forks, and the stem is a red line stem. Oh, sorry. It's a Shadow Odin fork and stem, and red line retro V bars. DXR brakes, answer lock-on grips, rolls on Maxxis Torch skin wall tyres, and has Sun Envy rims, TNT rapid fire hubs. So it's a bit of a mix-up, but it really blends together well.
Yeah, it looks good. And Wes, like you said, Wes really does spend a lot of time building these bikes, and he's got quite a few in his stable as well. Quite a few.
I get photos from him almost every week of different bikes that he's building just to keep himself busy.
Yeah, I think I was talking to him during the week, and he's up to, I don't know, 16, 17 or something S&Ms.
Crazy.
That's insane. He's got a heck of a massive stable of bikes.
It says here, turned by rant, banging cranks. Not sure what rant cranks. You guys heard of those?
No.
I think
What
it's a
about
street
you,
brand.
Ryan?
Yeah, I
it
thought
would be a street brand.
Yeah, I think it is.
So it's got
Okay.
a 44 tooth, one piece Renan chainring with a 16 tooth Renan shadow interlock, V2 chain, and Berg Tech MK4 pedals. So it's kind of got a little bit of mountain bike, street, and race mixed in there, hasn't it?
Yeah, jack of all trades. It's like
Yeah.
a fun bike. You know, you race it, you can go and jump the trails on the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So apart from just being a sick bike, it has lots of little things that make the frame a good thing, e.g. built-in chain tensioners, hydroform tubing, double brace in the chainstay. So another very nice looking bike, and he's gone to a lot of effort to make sure it's spotless and composed well for this photo. And there's a front on so you can see the V-bar a bit better.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You don't see a lot of those anymore. I mean, I think Boxer has some jet bars, I think they're called, with the oversized clamping area, but it's not very often you see the standard V-bar.
No, very good.
All right, so as our guest, Ryan, we're going to have to make you choose from one of these three bikes who our winner might be. So we've got Aaron,
Yep.
the Supercross. We've got Sean on the Crisp from all the way from London. It's nice to have internationals. Still don't understand why the Kiwis won't send their photos in. We get more people from England and America than we do from New Zealand. And then also obviously Wes's bike here.
I like the sort of old school, cool, modern Sub-Rosa, but that Crisp, as soon as I saw that first picture, to be honest, the thing that took my sort of eye was the fact, you notice how his logos on his tires, or his rims, all face the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just love that I love that detail. So, that's just a badass looking bike to me.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
It's
I agree with you. I think it's an
black-
awesome looking bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's unanimous.
yeah.
All right. So that must be the first award we've sent overseas then, if that's the case.
I'll just send it up to your place next time you can pick it up.
Actually, he was here at the start of COVID, and he got stuck in Queensland for I think a month or two before he could go
God.
home. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Worst place.
I'd say, yeah. I'd say that's the winner.
Okay, so Sean, it might be on the slow boat, but we'll get your prizes out to you soon. Anyone else that wants to get involved, please don't forget to send in your submissions to ecitv.com.au/bike. And also, if you have any problems, just shoot us an email and we'll make sure we get your entries through. Both Sean and Wes have both emailed their bikes and we managed to get them through okay. So, try the form first and then let us know if you have any problems. The email address is ecitv@bmxultra.com. So, boys, it looks like that's it for us for the show. Let me take us back away from sharing my screen. Stop sharing. There's your beautiful faces.
You're back.
Gary's in the warehouse.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I've had to finish the show on my phone. On my phone because the computer died. But yeah, it is what it is. You did a great job solo, mate. As you normally do.
He's playing you,
That's what I like to tell myself. What was that, right?
I think he's playing you. He plans this. This is the second time. I've been on.
Yeah.
He goes off and has a nap.
Yeah.
I needed it. I'm old. All good. Thanks very much, fellas. And yeah, sorry about the phone towards the end, but we'll get it rectified.
Yeah. I think there's tablets for rectifying stuff like that, isn't there?
That's it. Yeah. If you have trouble rectifying it, anyway, I think it's something you under your tongue. But anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
See you
Well,
later, fellas.
Catch you
for
again
having
in
me.
weeks.
Yeah.
Everyone stay safe out there.
Enjoy your weekend.
See you, Ryan.
See you guys.
So,
See you, mate.
you nearly ready?
Born ready.
Born ready.
Middle name's ready. Well, it's not actually. It's Alice, but
Alice?
shut up.
Your name's Alice.
Ellis, not Alice. Ellis.
As in Gary.
As in Gary Ellis.
All right.
E-double-L-I-S. So, do you want me to do the intro with this?
Yeah, go on.
Mumble your way through that.
I normally mumble anyway. Hey, I should do this for, welcome to episode, what is it? Episode 22 or 23 of ECITV for your intro.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching ECITV. Enjoy. You are my son, Luke.
Did you want me to share the picture, Gary?
I think you better, because I'm having a couple of little computer issues.
I'll show off my amateur computer skills. Not
For an IT guy, you shouldn't be that amateur.
no, I'm amateur.
Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, you do that. Let's fingers crossed you don't crash it.
Yeah, I've done it once before, so it should work again, I'd say. How's that look to you?
Gone blurry.
Ah.
So you're going to sit still? You're going to wander around like John Sawyer?
I'll just walk around. Is it mucking up the audio if I walk around?
No, it's fine. But it's just, oh, well, I'm going to be sharing my screen, so no one will see it anyway. Should I reconnect? No, it doesn't matter.
Can if you want. You sure good? Oh, he's gone. Now we can say all sorts of things about him. Doesn't matter. I'd say it to his face anyway, so it makes no difference. Ah, shit, he's back.
Oh, I can see Ryan now.
That's because you're on the other side of the screen. You moved across.
Need to turn your camera the other way. You see my nostril hairs?
Oh, you need some trim, mate. You need some a bit of manscaping.
Manscaping.